Qué raro, quiero mandar un saludo a mi amigo Goodfella de parte de tu amigo Jaime Munguía. Un abrazo, carnal. Ánimo.
All right, Malik Scott had an interesting take on Usyk and Tyson Fury. Now, Malik Scott was a um, former heavyweight contender. Okay, and also the coach of Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Now, or I read it, I paraphrase for y'all. He basically said that if Fury fight like he fought versus Klitschko, he got a better chance at beating. He has a better chance at beating Usyk than the way he fights now. He said the way he fights now, that's gonna get, it's easier for Usyk to win. He wouldn't be shocked if Usyk won. And like I said before, to me, I think I disagree. And I see what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? And he know more boxing than I forgot. I know exactly what he's saying. But I think Fury bulldozing him. You know what I'm saying? That's how you gotta fight Usyk. You can I don't think he could. His face would throw Usyk off. It wouldn't be a appetizing fight. It wouldn't be a great fight. But I think if he closed the distance on him, and I think if he closed the distance on him, I think that's the best way to fight somebody like him. Him and Pacquiao, those type of guys, you have to close the distance on them. When you try to box them and then you try to close the distance, what Fury has done in a few fights. He did it with Cunningham, did it with Wilder. You know what I'm saying? You try to box, you open yourself up to get robbed, and also you open yourself up for Usyk to get in the rhythm. And then when you try to close the distance, he already in the rhythm. That kind of happened to AJ. Once the great fighters get in the rhythm, the great boxer punches get in the rhythm, it's hard to break. Like when Shane cracked Floyd, and then Floyd got in that, Floyd got in that rhythm after getting cracked 2 times. Wasn't nothing Shane can do. Then people calling Shane old after the fight. That was Mayweather that made him old. But when Lee Scott taps Usyk to defeat Fury, I wouldn't be shocked at all if Usyk beats him. And I don't think it's sour grapes neither. He said, I don't think it's far-fetched that he beats Fury at all. Scott told Declan Taylor of Boxing News, he's extremely stubborn. He fought big guys and beaten them before. Scott believes Fury athleticism isn't what it once was, giving Fury a window. He needs to score a win. He says, quote, you've also got to think this is the best for Usyk to fight Fury, Scott said. Fury isn't fast no more. He doesn't have the reflex like he used to. Quote, the style that he's fighting right now, believe it or not, works perfect for Usyk to win. That fight, Scott continued. Quote, if there's anyone that can box with Usyk, it's the younger Fury, the Vladimir Klitschko Fury. But this new Fury works perfect for Usyk. Don't be surprised if Usyk becomes undisputed champion and beats Fury next year. Quote, how Fury is going to deal with it when he's getting hit by Usyk, when he realizes this guy can punch hard than he expected. Scott said, quote, how is he going to deal with that? We'll see, but I won't be shocked at all if Usyk beats him. It's almost expected by me. Part of Scott's confidence to my Malik prediction comes from the fact that he spent time with Usyk in training camp. Scott is a former heavyweight contender. He said, quote, Deontay and Tyson shook up the heavyweight division with their trilogy, but Usyk is on the move too, Scott said. Quote, he's not good. He's great. I've been in the training camp. It's half zoo, half forest. The ring is small, the smallest ring in the world. And when they told me he used that ring to get ready for Murat Gassier, it told me who he is as a man. He makes himself extremely uncomfortable during training camps, which makes it easy for him on fight night. Quote, when you're calm and cool and relaxed, and what is supposed to be a fight of your life is because he just left a hell of a zoo in training camp. The fight is easy for him. So, like I said before, he has a perspective that I don't have about Usyk in training camp. But what I can say is Breeders game really beat him in my opinion. Okay, so like I said before, Breeders, he ain't the biggest joker around. And can Usyk have an off night? Absolutely. But like I said before, him and Usyk, fading and being irky jerky versus Usyk makes for an ugly fight. You know, if the world actually watched that fight, that would set the boxing world back 30 years. And that's not an understatement. You know, for him to go in there and feign and do all that, man, he'll lose every fan he lost in America, every fan he gained versus Deontay Wilder, because it let Klitschko fight. I remember he fought Klitschko and people was turned off. But does that give him the best chance? I see what he's saying, because Joe Joyce tried to walk him down and Usyk kick hard. But my thing is this: I know Deontay is a different type of puncher, and Deontay can also took something out of Tyson Fury as well too. But shit, he took a right hand for Wilder and got up. Tyson Fury has shown that he's willing to take a shot. Now, has he lost his athleticism? I mean, I can't say he lost his athleticism, honestly, bro. I mean, they saying that because he's fighting with Sugar, how Sugar Hill want him to fight. He's sitting on shots. You know what I'm saying? He's not wasting energy moving around the ring. He's planting. He's throwing shots that matter. He's not touching you, irky jerky. He's not fighting. He's fighting a more energy conserved fight. He's fighting a more efficient fight. And you know, and remember, you got to remember too. Those couple fights he had, that fight with Ottawa Ling, that was a tough fight, and that's when he go get Sugar Hill. But styles make fights. Ottawa Ling is more technical than Usyk. Usyk is more unorthodox with his fight. But him fading Fury, Usyk, and making Usyk guess, I don't think that's the right fight, bro. I'll be honest. I don't think that's the right fight for him. You know what I'm saying? And making Usyk the aggressor and feigning Usyk and touching him. I'm gonna say, dude, push this motherfucker back, punish him, do what you did with Wilder, and punish him. It's a difference than fighting AJ. You know, you hit Tyson Fury, that turned him on. You hit AJ, you know, that turned him off. What Andre 3000 say, don't turn me down, don't turn me up. You know what I'm saying? You know, turn that man down, bro. He ain't like that, man. I just think he can beat him because my reason is different. Like Ottawa Lean did, Fury can't see those shots coming from underneath, you know, from up under. So that'd be a difference maker. But the difference between Ottawa Lean is he walked backwards. You know, he tried to box Wale. Now he gonna walk towards Usyk. Okay, Mariah Gasvier didn't have much success, but Breedish did. You know, this dude ain't unbeatable. You know what I'm saying? He was having a debatable with Tony Bellew until he stepped up the engine. To me, I would still favor Tyson Fury unless he didn't have as much in the tank anymore. Because as much as y'all say that trilogy was brutal for Wilder, he took some punishment in the first fight, and he took some punishment in the second fight. You know, I'm not even talking about the knockdowns down the stretch. Tyson Fury took some shit. He took some really good shots from Wilder when Wilder was running on fumes. He took some really good shots from Wilder that most men would have been at least dropped from. Another man would have been stopped from. You know what I'm saying? You know, if he still come in with that he's still neurologically good. Like I said before, you press guys like him. You got to push Usyk on the back foot. That's your best bet. You sit there and follow him around the ring, or you try to outbox him. You're not. You got to put a jab down his throat and push him back and rough him up, lean on him. But he's a master of getting leverage underneath too. It ain't gonna be easy, but guys who got fancy footwork, you know, either you gotta wait till they set and move off the mark. You know what I'm saying? Then get them, or you erase the angle altogether and you erase that line altogether. You go right to them. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you do it. You know, instead of sitting there and waiting to counter him and waiting for him to reach all day, you erase that angle. You make easy work of it, or try to make easy work. But like I said, he right. I wouldn't be surprised if Usyk won either. I've been telling y'all that. But in my humble opinion, if Fury is still there, neurology, if he's still there neurologically, then I think it's a good win for him. So that's my opinion. You know, just my opinion. So, like I said, so, you know, if Fury fight the way he did, you know, versus Klitschko, it's gonna set the heavyweight division back 10 years, 20 years. Y'all think I'm playing? I was around for that fight, but yeah, man, that is what it is, man. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Check the heavyweight boxing playlist, boxing news heavyweight playlist, boxing news playlist. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request, or you just want to support me on social media, Twitter's the fast money, Facebook and Instagram on the description. Want to financially support me, Cash App, CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. All right, all that's in the description. Roll at the bottom screen. But so to donate, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next to the comment, and subscribe button, the bell icon button, hit on notification, increase your chance to get notification, go live, drop a video, one time for one time, peace.